Welcome back to Higher Ed Now. Steve, we began to talk about the interaction of the trustee in a context of shared governance, a topic that concerns every board in the nation. The participants in our Governance for a New Era project were very emphatic in saying that academic excellence is a topic that transcends departments and transcends faculty and is the proper business of the trustee. How do you make that happen? How does a board not necessarily take charge, but make sure that it's attentive to both the metrics and to the policies that govern higher education excellence?
So when it comes to excellence, no one has come up with a good metric yet, because I think we don't want one, but that's another conversation, about how do you measure that our students got smarter because they were with us. They learned more. There's the voluntary accountability. There are other metrics out there that I think have to be looked at. And at the University of Colorado, we got some through for our campuses. One campus was already doing it and had found out some interesting things. And then the other campuses implemented it. So that's an ongoing question that I think boards have to ask. There's things you look at like, all right, what's our completion rate? That's not a great stand-in for excellence. But if you look at, all right, who's passing professional exams, who's getting into medical school, who's getting into law school, how are they scoring on those tests, is a way to look at it. Employer surveys is a way to look at it.
Let's move to another topic within academic governance, namely program prioritization, one that is obviously a sensitive topic. What is the trustee's responsibility? And equally important, how does the board show its leadership in making sure that such a thing happens when necessary and happens effectively?
So those are a number of really complicated questions. The bigger the institution, the harder it is. So you'd have to be clear on, what are we up to as an institution? So what are we trying to deliver? Are we delivering it? Are we getting students through on time, if that's something we're committed to? Are they getting through the core classes, the education we think they need? And then to do like, all right, how many classes are actually in your core curriculum? Now, if you realize it's this hodgepodge of stuff that is vast and expensive, you can look at how many people are taking classes. You have to have it be data-driven, not ideologically driven, like I don't like certain classes individually, so those are of no value. That's not a fair place to start. But have the data begin to speak and then say, oh, okay, we have a problem. And then look at what are the resources in the higher ed world. There's plenty of resources out there. There's consultants you can hire. Don't try to do it on your own.
What's the board's role in looking at the issue of grade inflation and academic rigor?
Getting the data. Get the data. For example, we pulled some data. Clearly, the University of Colorado has the best colleges of education in the country. And how I know this is that our graduate students all have an A grade point average. So clearly that tells me, right, I'm being facetious, of course. I'm sure if we looked at other colleges, the grades are what they are. Then the other question is, are there policies that I don't know about that demand instructors give a certain amount of A's, or that the overall grade point average for a class can't fall below something? That's what I don't know.
Teaching loads represents an issue that many institutions struggle with. And obviously the most precious resource that a university has is faculty time. What's the board's role in negotiating that tension between the academics' desire to have as much time free for research and professional development and the needs of the state?
The first thing you have to do is figure out which colleges are teaching what, and then begin. So you need a snapshot from the administration. What are the teaching loads? Period. Figure it out and let me know. And then you'll have, like, why is this? And then people hate when you ask questions about stuff like that, because then they have to answer you, and sometimes there's not a very good answer. I think you shared with me that if professors taught one more class over 2 years, that Did you take care of a lot of the overcrowding and non-availability in some places?
Yes, between underutilized physical resources, empty classrooms, and a very slight increase in teaching load, it's the equivalent of having a rather large number of new faculty full-time come in. In our next section, we're going to pick up on a point that you raised, namely the information, the metrics, the data that trustees need to do their job most effectively. Thanks so much.